I think I know what I'm doing. I'm not really sure.
Me neither.
The director-producer that's normally here left us. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the program. That's my excuse. I got to set it up right. So
take them where you can get them, brother.
Things go wrong, right?
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, please allow me to introduce you my new co-host, Jay Peckham. I don't know if you've ever heard of him.
I know. It feels like it's been forever.
Yeah, but you were busy with A Christmas Carol.
I was busy with A Christmas Carol, yeah, and it was a struggle because I had Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays were rehearsals, and then we had Tech Week, which took a bunch of time. So yeah, and Sunday games were definitely out, which we had a couple of them in the later part of that run. So, but it was wildly successful. I'm very, very happy with the way it turned out.
And I'm sorry I missed it. I know I did have tickets, and I actually got sick, but I didn't waste the tickets.
That. Good.
My friend Mark and his wife went. They've never been to anything like that.
And they thought, what did they think of it?
This is in Sarnia?
Yeah.
was kind of the response.
Yeah. So, I was very happy. So
good. Congratulations on that.
Thank you. No, appreciate it.
Well, let's talk about one of the reasons we're here tonight, the 22nd annual Teddy Bear Toss.
Yes, that's why I'm holding these guys here. We
taking up all the space here.
Gang going on, yeah. Well, I got my mom and my brother coming tonight's game, so they needed bears too, and Mom's coming directly from dialysis with my son. So
okay, perfect. So everybody's good. They're on their way. And we always get a really good turnout for this here at the Progressive Auto Sales Arena.
100%.
Seeing lots of kids running around. They just want that opportunity to see that first goal and toss the teddy bears.
Always a ton of fun.
The goal, I don't remember. I meant to find from our friends at CHOK the record number. But I did hear on CHOK today they're going for 4,500.
I heard that today on the radio, going for 4,500. I think we've been close. We've been a little over 4,000. I think I want to say that was the record.
I want to. We go through this every year trying to remember, but I want to say it's around 4,200 is where it was at last year.
Probably the record. Yeah.
And in 22 years, they've done a really great job of learning how to clean it up quickly.
Oh my goodness! Well, yeah, if you bring out more vehicles on the ice, then
they sweep them up nice and quick, and they
stuff a few in the engine block, a couple of the wheel wells,
And thanks to Lambton Ford for they're supporting this every year.
100%, yeah.
Big community. A lot of community.
Have you ever made it out to Lambton Ford right after one of these things?
Oh yeah.
Because they pile them up when they count them. They pile them up in the showroom.
I know,
and it's a mountain.
You can't see the cars.
It's Bear Mountain, Big Bear Mountain. It's crazy.
Let's talk about hockey here for a little bit right now.
All right. Is that what we're here for?
Yeah.
Hockey.
Sure, why not?
All right.
Well, I'll tell you, I've been doing lots of, earlier in the media room I was down talking. There's always gossip in the media room.
Well, you're going to have to fill me in because I've been out of the loop for
I'll try to help you
okay,
see if you remember how to do this thing. It's really interesting, though, if you look at where we've been in the last few years, and I'm not just talking to Sarnia Sting, I'm talking about the whole entire league.
Yes.
But we'll just focus on the West Division right now. It's all kind of backwards compared to what we're used to. Flint is in first.
It's
Sioux is way at the bottom, last place, and we're just kind of hanging around in there trying to figure it out, And Saginaw and the Sting kind of right next to each other in there.
Very close.
Saginaw's got, I think, 32 points to our 24, something like that.
Yeah.
But they're still kind of sitting there, and I don't think anybody could have predicted it to be that way.
Well, and you know what? An awful lot has changed. I mean, if you look at it league-wide, right?
Sure.
I mean, so many teams have, lost their big guys to the big show. So you've got that to deal with. There's been a lot of key trades. I just, you know what? I mean, for me, it's just all up in the air of where we're going to land for playoffs. Like, I have no sense of it right now. But we are still fairly early in the season, right? I mean, we still have probably 2.5 months of good, solid hockey left before we have to worry too hard about where we're placing.
I don't know, but I think
you can't let it go now. I mean, that's. But
I mean, by this
suggesting.
time, I think okay. Well, I saw a gentleman made a comment earlier on one of my Facebook posts about this team. They said the Sarnia Sting is a 500 hockey team.
Yes.
But they need to work on their goals against.
Well, I would agree with that, and I think that shows because one of the key things I think I've noticed while I've been away is we've got some key defense that are out, right? So our defense is a bunch of younger guys who really haven't necessarily come into themselves in
Right.
terms of the team or the league, and they're being forced to really work the heck out of it, right?
Are they in a spot that they're not experienced at, or maybe they're afraid to get into?
Well, I don't know if that's the case. I think it's just a matter of experience, right? I mean, it's just a matter of having. I mean, we've talked about it many times about the speed of the O being, sort of just one shy of the NHL.
Yeah.
And so you get young guys coming in here from the minor league feeder teams, and the first real shock to them is the speed at which this game is played. And I think it's no more important than when you're playing defense. That's where that speed becomes really obvious, especially if you have a mismatch, going on. And I think, unfortunately, with a couple of key defense guys out.
Well, we just saw Kelton Hatcher walk by us.
Yep, so clearly Hatch is still out. But, I mean, and that's a big loss, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because he's one of our grinders in the corner.
Yeah.
And to swap him out for a guy with, 2 or 3 years less experience than him, that hurts.
Sure.
Any way you look at it, it's going to hurt the team. So,
well,
I think that's what we're seeing. I mean, you see the number of goals that we are scoring goals. We've got some scorers on our team, clearly. But where we're really struggling with is that defensive end, right?
I think if you go into the group Sting Nation and fans always have their opinions. But if you go to Sting Nation Facebook group, there's a lot of opinions flying around there for sure. But the common is, I would say what you just said is we're kind of suffering in the defense area right now.
Yeah.
And I think and this could be a whole debate. Nothing against forwards or anything like that, but I think you got to be a little tougher when you're in the D, right? You got to be, a little bigger guy. You got to be a little more willing to get right in there, because you're going into them corners hard.
Yeah.
And you've got to be prepared to get it out hard. Yeah. And that requires a little more physical attribute.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely. I mean, you're absolutely right. And I think the other part of this, Dave, honestly, is that, if you've got players that can play both sides of the ice, I mean, you have to remember when in those transition from offense to defense, when we transition from offense to defense, the forwards still have a job to do.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? Like, there is still some blue line things that they can do that will help us defensively. And I think, you know what, honestly, for me as a fan, that's probably one of my bigger frustrations, is that I think we lose a lot in the transitions.
Well, agreed, and I think when your defense is weaker, then it goes to the obvious.
Yep.
Now we got to talk about the guy between the pipes and the goalie having to work a little harder.
But our goalies are, I mean, come on,
they've been doing fantastic. And Coy's. People have been asking about Coy and is he hurt? I don't think so. I haven't heard that. I think they're just people just don't know what's going on, because we had 4 goalies.
There's a whole lot going on in the goalie.
How do you hold on to 4 goalies?
Absolutely.
And, now we're seeing, Coy was out and Langevin in there. If you look at the stats, Coy's actually doing a little bit better than Langevin, playing less games, but they're still pretty close in there to each other, right? And I think they work well. And
truthfully, I mean, we've seen both of these guys absolutely stand on their head in games, making the key saves, which I think, I can't say enough about our goaltending staff. I think, we as a team tend to hang out our goaltenders a bit to dry sometimes, and that's unfortunate. But, the sign of a good goalie is to be able to face 40, 50 shots in a game and pull out a few key saves that keep us right in the game, and we've seen that happen.
And when the defense changes in front of you, you have to be able to adapt to that defense as well, right?
100%.
And go, okay, well, and to be fair, you have to recognize, players have to recognize strengths and weaknesses in each other.
Sure.
In a complimentary way.
Absolutely.
But hey, you need to work on that, or okay, I know that this defenseman would be doing this. This one kind of works it that way, so I got to be looking there when normally if maybe Hatcher was there, I'd be looking like it's all that stuff, right?
I'd like to say it's just a great team effort, right?
Well, there you go. It's a good way to put it. Speaking of team effort, and Ethan Langevin is starting in between the pipes tonight.
Sweet. Yep.
I was a little surprised. I'm going to say this, and maybe I just haven't been paying attention enough. I don't know. But the Sarnia Sting are actually third overall in the entire league for power plays. And somebody said that to me in the media room, and I went, what? And I read it, and I was like, wow.
And you know what? The truth is, I'm going to have to look it up because I just plain don't believe it.
Well, he said it to me, and I won't tell you who said it, but he said it to me. And I went, why? Give me the sheet. And I looked. Not only, it's like Windsor.
I will not stop my "oh no, not the power play" chant yet. Not yet.
I think it's Windsor, London, Sarnia.
Wow.
And I was like,
if
well,
that's
I
the
guess
truth,
I'm
happy about that.
Well, I'm only watching half the game, apparently. and now that being said as well, we're also third from the bottom on penalty kills.
Well, and you know what?
That's the Sioux's just right behind us.
But I think that's the real trouble there is one of the things when, your key guys are out is play can get a little sloppy and we get into penalty trouble. We spend an awful lot of time in the box. I've looked over the last few game sheets, and, man, we're spending way too much time in the box.
Last few games, we had some post-game with Anthony Tabak, Ryan McGregor, and they were all like, we just can't.
Just got to stay out of the box,
Where does that come from? We could look at that and we say, well, that comes from frustration. Well, I get that that's always in there. But is it because the part of this team that's who's getting the penalties? Is it the younger portion of this team?
No, I don't think it is. I think it's spread out a little bit. I really do. And I think, as much as you don't want to chalk it up to frustration because that's an undisciplined penalty, right? Is those frustration penalties. But I think what happens is, there's a sloppiness that comes with it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, and you play against a team that sees you're a little younger, you're a little undisciplined, you're a little whatever, a little sloppier play, and they're going to take advantage of that. And unfortunately, that means penalty minutes. It tends to be like that,
right? Is it kind of like being in high school where the seniors picking on the grade 9, right?
When you're poking the bear.
Right.
Well, especially if your grade 9 is known to, like, come on.
Because you just
we're behind and you're beating on me. Like, what are you doing? That's it.
Well, if you just go from grade 8 into grade 9, you're not the senior anymore.
I know.
If you come from here and go into there.
Sure.
The same thing happens
if you go from here. And then put a weapon in their hands.
Right.
Like, what are you going to do? I'm going to stab you in the chest with my stick, right? And those are just, that's... It's invariably what happens, right?
Well,
and I think it's a combination of a lot of things.
And we talk about it a lot. Hey, how are you? And we talk about mindset a lot, and the different age levels that are dealing with different things in their life, and everything else that's going on in their life, being away from home, all of that. And then I got to play hockey too, and I got to do well at that, and I got to keep my grades
at school.
Yeah. I don't want to be a teenager.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm gonna play some video games.
Or a young adult,
Absolutely.
So it'll be interesting to see tonight. Of course, there's always side bets or something going on as to who's going to get the first goal. Speaking of which, before we touch on that subject, I want to give a shout out to Nolan Dillingham, who really showed up because he got his first OHL career goal back against the Niagara Ice Dogs.
Yep.
And then it just seems like when a player gets that monkey off his back.
Yep.
Now we're here because he went up against the Sioux and got another one.
Yeah.
And I've been
He's been playing well lately. Yeah,
he's been doing very well, not
100%.
just on the goals, but on the assist side as well.
Yep. Yeah.
So
for sure.
I've been saying Sam Bitten, but
right.
I don't see him starting in the lineup here.
Yeah.
And I want to say Dillingham just because, but
all right, you go with
What about Theo Hill? Also comes to mind.
Theo's streaky. But he having a good game is not uncommon. He's had a few. I don't know. Hard for me because right now, if we look at who's scoring for our team, it's everywhere. It really could be just about anybody. But I'll take the safe play and I'll say Jostling.
Oh yeah.
But I'm a big fan. Me and Sean were like this.
Right.
Well, I like to think so anyway.
Can you text him? Text him right now. Say, go, Sean, go.
Shut up.
Right. I'm going to stick originally with Sam Bitten.
You're going to stick with Bitten?
Well,
all right.
I should go with my first. I'm probably wrong.
I don't know.
I don't know anything about sports.
Because if you say Bitten, it's going to be Dill. And if it's not,
I know, right?
And if you say Dill, it's going to be Bitten. That's the way it's going to work.
I was talking to Terry Doyle in the meeting
because I just
earlier.
cursed Sean.
He was just like, nah. Wouldn't tell me nothing.
Yeah.
All right, well, we're just moments away from your Sarnia Sting coming out onto the ice here at the Hive Progressive Auto Sales Arena. And it's going to be exciting. Regardless of who gets the goal, it's exciting to see all of those teddy bears just go flying onto that.
I love this.
That ice floor. And are you on Snapchat? You're on Snapchat.
I'm a Snapchatter. Yeah,
Oh,
100%.
Me and my buddies Mark and Roger, we're horrible on Snapchat.
Oh, are you?
Oh, yeah. Like midnight we're doing that. Hey, I'm still up. Yeah.
That's awesome.
There is a Snapchat filter for the teddy bear toss.
Oh, good. All right.
So keep an eye out
I'll
for
have to get into that for sure.
All right. Well, there you go. Jay Peckham, welcome back. Good to have you back
thank you.
here.
Thanks for having me back.
I kind of missed you.
Yeah, me too.
We're going to turn things over to the Sarnia Sting now as they're bringing them out to the ice. We'll be back. Jay will be joining me for the rest of the broadcast here, first period intermission. And, of course, as always, we'll be giving you the updates, hopefully, with the first goal going to the Sarnia Sting. We'll see how that goes. For the 100%. Show live on location. You ready? We haven't done this
in a while. 100%.
Okay, for the show live on location, missing my sign in the background, I'm David Burrows and my friend Jay Peckham.
Go, Sean, go!
Oh, my God.